People who come online to brag about how rich they are because nobody who knows them in person will believe their BS. And gentlemen, trying to make this as quick as possible. Again, I'm not voting for Donald Trump. I'm voting for Gary Johnson. But one thing McCainisthroughX repeats over and 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 over, oh my gosh, is Donald Trump's bankruptcies. He lost other people's money. Well, did he lose taxpayer money? If he did lose taxpayer money, then somebody in Congress, a group of people, at least 218 in the House, and at least 60 in the Senate for cloture, unless they did it via budget reconciliation, it would still require 51. Somebody in Congress would have had to vote for that. People in Congress. So if he was getting taxpayer money, who voted for it? He shouldn't get it. No, in fact, no private entity should be getting that crap. It's cronyism. So McCainisthroughX flaps her gums about Donald Trump's bankruptcies. Does Donald Trump lose taxpayer money? Well, if he didn't. But here's a good response to that. While Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. And I've got to check all the links below. Again, I have all of it down there. I even have a video where I've got 78 examples of government waste. And a lot of it has to do with contracting for the wars in Iraq, Afghanistan, and just general Pentagon waste and a lot of other departments. Now, the Janitor McCainisthroughX, who is not a doctor, might point out that, well, this happened during the Bush administration too. True. It did. Happened a lot. Smaller government is cheaper government. So if McCainisthroughX says, well, if we get the good guys in charge, we can fix this. No, it's just as naive and stupid as the Republicans who say, if the good guys run the government, the Patriot Act can work. No, it cannot. It's a violation of the Fourth Amendment. You can't trust men because men are not angels, period. So that's just a stupid objection that I can dispose of easily. In a mind-boggling example of how the government blows or perhaps steals our tax dollars, billions vanished from the U.S. State Department, mostly while Hillary Clinton ran it, according to a new alert, again, the link's below, issued by the agency's Inspector General. Could the former Secretary of State be using the cash to fund an upcoming presidential campaign? And all $6 billion is missing. This exposes, read the whole thing for yourself if you'd like, this exposes the department to significant financial risk, according to the State Department Inspector General, which issued a special management alert this month outlining the loss. $6 billion. That's more than Donald Trump lost. Holy moly. It's a lot of money, McStupid. A lot of money, Janitor. Read it all for yourself. Among the examples listed in the memo is a recent... Now this, the State Department just has its fingers in too many pies. That's why it can't do this. And plus, men aren't angels. They are corrupt, and when they're using someone else's money, they're very generous with it. Just like McCainisthroughX is very generous with other people's money. Among the examples listed in the memo is a recent investigation of the closeout process for contracts involving the U.S. mission in Iraq that Congress gave Bush permission to go forward with. And then Obama continued, after voting twice as a senator, to end that war early. Investigators could not locate 33 of the 115 contract files, totaling approximately $2.1 billion. In other cited cases, a contracting officer actually falsified government technical review information in a $100 million deal, and a contracting officer's representative allowed nearly $800,000 to be paid on a deal with no official documents to support the payment. It's the free flow of public funds under extremely suspicious circumstances. At the very least, the State Department is violating its own policy, surprise, according to the Inspector General, which divulges that it's found repeated examples of poor contract file administration over the years. So nothing's changed. The watchdog confirms that it is the department's policy that all contracts, regardless of dollar value, be properly documented so as to provide a complete record of pre-solicitation activities, the solicitation evaluation, and award process, and the administration of the contract through closeout. And then we've got the actual document itself that I have found and links to, of course. Subject, management alert, contract file management deficiencies. So I think what we need to do as a State Department, less foreign aid, in fact, no foreign aid, and less U.S. intervention overseas, unless it's a free trade agreement, because this is never going to change. We need to shrink government, and you people need to start voting for that. Or it'll be the same under Trump. It'll be the same under Hillary. We need someone who says no more. The OIG in recent audits, investigations, and inspections has identified significant vulnerabilities in the management of contract file documentation that it could expose the department to substantial financial losses. Specifically, over the past 6 years, OIG, this is from 2014, so this covers Hillary's entire tenure, Secretary of State. Over the past 6 years, OIG has identified Department of State contracts with a total value of more than $6 billion in which contract files were incomplete or could not be located at all. So where's the money going? Slush funds? Kickbacks? Waste? Yep, I laugh when politicians say, we're going to cut down on fraud, waste, and inefficiency. Sure you are. You need to cut down what government does if you're going to do that. The failure to maintain contract files adequately creates significant financial risk to the taxpayer, people who actually pay taxes, and demonstrates a lack of internal control or concern for the taxpayer over the department's contract actions. It is the department's policy. We've already gone through that, what their policies are. Audits. Here's a nifty. We've already been over this. FAR is Federal Acquisition Regulation. A recent OIG audit of the closeout process for contracts supporting the U.S. mission in Iraq revealed that contracting officials were unable to provide 33 of the 115 contract files requested in accordance with the audit sampling plan. The value of the contracts and the 33 missing files totaled $2.1 billion. 48 of the 82 remaining contract files received did not contain all the documentation required by FAR. The value of the contracts and the 48 incomplete files totaled an additional $2.1 billion. An ongoing OIG audit of Bureau of African Affairs contracts revealed that CORs were unable to provide complete contract administration files for any of the eight contracts that were reviewed. Value of these contracts was $34.8 million. But what's $34.8 million between friends? And there's when the time frame this is from. Again, most of it overlaps Hillary's tenure as Secretary of State. Continuing, we have the case of modifications and task orders were awarded to the company owned by the spouse of a contractor employee performing as a contract specialist for the contract. That was $52 million. So we got a little special treatment there. Well, what's $52 million between husband and wife? $52 million in taxpayer funds. In another investigation, OIG found that a CEO falsified government technical review, been over this, information and provided the contractor with contract pricing information. That contract was valued at $100 million. In a third investigation, OIG found that a COR allowed the payment of $792,000, almost $800,000 to a contractor, even though the contract file did not contain documents to support the payment. Feel free to read all the gory details for yourself, but basically McCainisthroughX is flapping of her gums over Donald Trump's bankruptcies because because Obama balanced the budget every year. Oh wait, he didn't. In fact, his budget deficits were larger than Bush. Yeah, he makes Bush look like Calvin Coolidge almost. And of course, Hillary will not balance the budget, as I've explained in my What is Bernie Sanders video, and all the videos linked underneath that. So McCainisthroughX is attempting to insinuate that Donald Trump will never balance the budget, which I don't think he will. I don't think he's up to the task. So, and I don't think Hillary Clinton will either. I think Gary Johnson would be better to take on that task. But Hillary Clinton lost taxpayer money. Donald Trump just misused in some cases and lost other people's money, which you look at probably the Koch brothers or George Soros and them, they've probably had a few zingers where they lost some money. So that rings hollow. Nice try, though, McCainisthroughX. I've stalemated you. You lose again. I own you. Anytime you want to come to my channel and debate the contents of any video I have you tagged in, you bring it, fatty. and I will make short work of your arguments. Have a nice day, and don't thank me now for correcting you, stupid.